Firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Evan Sadiq claims his passenger was touching his hair during a rickshaw ride and says it caused him to crash the vehicle. Mr. Sadiq is suing Arya Benson in the amount of $1,000. Ms. Benson is countersuing for $650.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Get up at his office. Mr. Sadiq, you're suing for $1,000. Ms. Benson, you're countersuing for $650. And this is all over some sort of rickshaw device that ended up getting damaged that you created.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that.
Yes, sir. So I was a cook in San Francisco for about 3 years.
Okay, and before that, what kind of work did you do?
I was doing gig works here and there.
Okay. So you were trying to find something a little bit more stable, that you had some sort of ownership over your destiny.
Yes, sir.
Got
yes.
it?
That's
Okay.
why I went to a culinary school, got my degree, and started working as a cook.
Okay.
But because of the pandemic, I lost that job.
Got it.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. So I was looking for a means to make my living. And I came up with the idea, but may I present some evidence to you?
Show me. What made you decide to come up with doing the rickshaws?
Yes, sir. So if you look at the evidence, you're going to see some photos from India.
And that's where you're from?
No, sir.
Oh,
but I was traveling there.
Oh, you traveled there,
Yeah.
yes.
My father's a Syrian man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you traveled there and you got the idea based on what you had saw people using as transportation
Yes,
to get to and from.
during my travels, I was mesmerized with the amount of rickshaws that I saw around, mostly automobile ones, but there were bicycle ones too. Sir.
And Ms. Benson, you chose what? You were in San Francisco on vacation, travel, or did you live there?
Your Honor, I live there, and I was out entertaining clients that night. I'm a publicist from San Francisco.
Okay. And you were out entertaining clients.
Yes.
And thought,
as I often do,
it will be fun to get on a rickshaw.
Absolutely. Well, at first, I was trying to take a ride share, but
Yes.
it was about 30 minutes, and usually it's a lot faster than that. And so I saw Evan on his rickshaw and thought, why don't I support a small business?
And the understanding was he was going to take you from where to where?
He was going to take me from the bar home, and my home was only about 3 miles away from the bar.
Okay. And how much was the fee for that?
It's only $20.
$20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your Honor,
But
he
I
did
didn't
not
charge
charge
her.
me for the ride.
I didn't charge her that
He
night.
did not charge me for the ride.
Yeah.
Why didn't you charge her for the ride?
Because we got into an accident.
Let's talk about the accident.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So I've been riding for like 6 hours that day, and I was about to finish my shift. I was going to go home and have a good night's sleep. And on my way, I realized there was a drunk lady on the side of the road in front of a bar waving at me.
And what was it about her demeanor or her disposition that made you conclude she was inebriated?
She was loud. She was singing as I arrived.
Who doesn't like to sing? I was having a good time. I was out with my clients.
Somebody's outside
give me
singing,
a
oh,
break.
that's drunker here.
True, Your Honor, but she was also slurring her words,
Okay.
you know, she was stumbling.
She showed all the signs, unsteady on her gait,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
watery eyes.
Yeah, watery eyes, she was, you know, and she was in a good mood, and I
Okay.
don't blame her, and you know.
And you've picked up enough passengers where you could sort of tell when someone's
Exactly.
been partying a little
After
too much.
9 p.m. or so, you start getting those kind of passengers. And
so you were
I'm
like,
used
okay,
to
let me
it.
make sure even though it's 6 hours, I'm ready to go home, I'm going to pick up this last customer.
Yes, she seemed like she needed help.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then she got into my rickshaw, and she couldn't even tell her home address to me. So she handed me a business card. And I looked at the business card, and I started riding.
Do you recall what happened while you were in Mr. Sadiq's rickshaw?
How could I forget? During the middle of the ride, he was constantly looking back at me, Your Honor. The whole time. He was trying, as soon as I told him that I was a publicist in San Francisco, he straightened up his shoulders like he wanted to impress me.
No.
And I did not think it was impressive for him to decide to go down a really steep hill at 9 o'clock at night. That was not adding to my good time.
Coming up on America's Court.
I have great head of hair. She's been touching my hair.
What do you mean she was touching your hair?
Yeah, she was. And the reason why I checked
And
her...
who told you your hair was great?
My mom.
Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Evan Sadiq, who is suing Arya Benson for property damage.
Was there an alternative path other than that?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's so many streets in San Francisco, he could have easily chosen a safer route back to my house. But like I said, he was trying to, I don't know, get a date from me or something.
Oh,
he was trying
you're going there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
wait a minute.
And he knows. He absolutely knows, and we can go there if he'd like.
That's not true. That's not true.
How did you know if I was drunk in the back of your rickshaw if you weren't looking back constantly?
Ma'am.
Hey, I was the sober one.
Sir? You don't get to ask the questions up in here.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Now,
Sure, Your Honor.
did you have any sort of interest in her?
I mean, she's an attractive lady. I don't deny that. And I have great head of hair. She's been touching my hair throughout the whole ride.
Wait. What do you mean she was touching your hair?
Yeah, she was. And the reason why I checked
And
her...
who told you your hair was great?
My mom.
There you go.
A mother's love, huh?
Yes, sir.
Help me get to the place where I'm visualizing she's in the back, but she's touching your hair.
Okay, so I picked her up. I realized she was drunk, but I'm going to be helpful. And I asked her to put on her seatbelt. I asked her to keep her items with her. I said, sit down. She was standing up, waving, dancing, singing, touching my hair. And the reason why I kept looking back is just to make sure that she's not fallen off or she's being safe.
You should have been looking at the road the whole time.
I did, but
Your priority should have been my safety.
It's like,
Are you doing
I
what I told
apologize,
you
Your
you
Honor.
are not doing up in here again?
Sorry. Very passionate. I apologize.
When she was touching your hair, did you say anything in response?
I said, stop. I'm driving. I'm riding. I gotta be focusing on my job.
And when you said that, what was her response?
She was having a good time. She stopped for a while, and then after a couple songs, she got back to
Oh,
it.
because you're playing music as well.
No. She's just singing a cappella. Yeah.
Do you recall touching his hair?
Yes, Your Honor.
When she touched my hair, I kind of swerved to the side, and we hit a dumpster.
You hit it.
Yeah. Thankfully, nothing happened to us. No medical reasons. Nothing.
Your Honor.
No.
I also sustained damages because of the crash. May I present those to you?
What was damaged?
I have here, so my purse flew out of the rickshaw. I have more, sir.
That's
here.
fine, whatever you want to
My
give me.
cell phone got broken, my compact mirror, my sunglasses. I don't know if you like this piece also that fell off there.
What about any paperwork?
Yes.
And all of that is $650.
Yes.
I told you to keep your purse with you.
I'm going to bring this up.
All
You
right,
could have.
I see the compact, I see the cracked phone, I see one of the lens came off the
So, Your Honor.
sunglasses.
So Your-
Okay. You never got your phone repaired, or is this just the old phone at this point?
That's the old phone.
And you're saying because of the crash, he should, but you don't have any receipts, do you?
I do not.
Okay, that's a problem.
Your Honor, I have receipts.
You do have your receipts, and you had your insurance was.
Yes, sir. I'm a responsible guy. I already had an insurance
You
on
ended
it.
up having $2,200 in damage,
Yes, sir. Unfortunately.
but they're charging you a $1,000 deductible.
Yes. I mean,
And
like I
then
said,
what is this? Bicycle repairs. Oh, this is where.
where I got the repairs done.
Did you send her a text?
Yes, sir.
Can you please pay for the repairs for my rickshaw? It's going to cost me $1,000. No, it wasn't my fault. You were driving erratically and caused the accident.
Your Honor,
Yes.
may I add to that is he walked me to my front door after the ride. So not only did he not ask for me to pay for the ride, he wasn't concerned about the damage at that point. If he was so worried about it, then he should have talked to me in person, not texted me the next day. He gave me no sort of inclination that he was even concerned about the damage that happened to his rickshaw. Like I said,
Right.
he
The
was...
only concern that he had was making sure you were good.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
That actually makes him look better. Because if all his focus was, look what you did to my... I would think a reasonable person would say, well, what about me? You're not even asking, am I okay? And I'm not okay, and that was traumatic. If he took the time to make sure you got home
Safely.
in spite of his own items being destroyed, that says something to me about his character. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the plaintiff for his suit. Mr. Sadiq is entitled to be reimbursed. I do believe that you distracted him, and you were not operating from being a passenger in a way that was conducive to safety. Now, your countersuit, the countersuit for the $650, I have no receipts. And if you're the reason why the crash occurred, then you're responsible for the chain of events that happened as a result. Your matter's dismissed. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,000.
I'm a really well-known publicist in San Francisco, and it looks like I just need to stick to ride shares from now on, not rickshaws.
I'm glad the judge agreed with me. And if you're ever in San Francisco, come ride with me.
Coming up on America's Court.